Hello, everyone. My name is Amber. Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Amber Reads Romance. Today, I am here with my December TBR. I'm going to go over all my reading plans for December, and I'm feeling a lot more relaxed and not as stressed out, I think, so far for how we're going to wrap up the end of the year with my reading plans. So let's go ahead and dive into my December reading plans. Okay, guys, so actually I'm just filming this TBR really on the fly here. I kind of got some notes down, but I realized I hadn't filmed my TBR yet. And by the time I filmed it, like on my usual filming day on Sunday, it would be like already being December by the time I posted it. So today is actually the day after Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to those of you who celebrated, who are in America. You know, if you had a great time with your family, hope you did. So this is the next morning after I actually I'm just doing this kind of sans makeup, put a little lip gloss on, but I just want to get this done, get this filmed, edited, and then that way I can get it up to you on Saturday. So that way I was planning on posting my Maiden Lane series, my most recent vlog on Saturday, but I want to get this TBR up. So that'll probably be coming, going up next week. Soon. Anyways, this is enough of me rambling. So, just kind of filming this. I don't have a ton to say about each of these books. I didn't write too many notes. And honestly, I really did good for December. And I requested barely any arcs. Okay. So I really wanted to give myself a lot of just room to do what I wanted to do at the end of the year, especially with it being the end of the year. Some of my reading goals I haven't been great on for I make reading goals at the beginning of the year, which I should be having one of those videos coming up. That's another reason December, I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself because I have a lot of end of the year wrap up content, which I love doing, but it's a lot, along with my regular content. So love doing those best and worst of the year, all that kind of stuff. But so I basically really held off on requesting any arcs. I think I might have a couple here. One I didn't have on my list, and I thought I recommended it. I mean, not recommended it, but requested it. And I just may have forgot to add it to my spreadsheet. So I didn't even include it here, just in case it's not happening. But it is, I think, Loving the Tormentor by Lola King. I think I requested that, but I can't find anything saying I did. So I have no idea, but I think that's coming out on the 4th. So I would hope that I would have known I was getting an arc by now. So I'm thinking maybe I didn't. So I didn't include it on this list, but if I get an email, then we'll add it to the TBR later. But anyways, enough rambling. Let's go ahead and dive into my reading plans. I am excited to kind of have not that many arcs, but I still request quite a bit of ALCs. And as happens with Must Love Audio, I might be requesting some throughout the month. You just never know when they drop things. So let's go ahead and dive into my TBR. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for checking out my channel. Make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. If you like my content, if you are a returning viewer and you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate the support. Trying to build this channel slowly but surely, and I appreciate all of you for coming back. All right, let's do this. So right off the bat, I want to bring up our buddy read, which we do not have one for December. So I do a buddy read with Bookmark by Jen and Bestie Book Reviews, and we just decided that December was a little too hectic, especially with, family plans, vacations, stuff going on. It just was a lot to try, and with the holidays, to try and find a time where we could do the buddy read. Already in November, we had to delay our buddy read. We were going to delay it till January, but I had already read it. And I know some people had already read it. And I didn't want to wait to talk about it till like January, or we would probably have to pick a different book. So we did postpone it, which is on my channel. And I'm thinking, if I remember, was it the 9th or the 7th? God, I always forget to do this. But it is coming up on my channel. So if I remember, I'll try to like put it down here, or like put the post that I updated here. But basically, we had to postpone it because scheduling conflicts, and it just wasn't working out. So I am so sorry about that. But we are doing it that first weekend of December. So that will give us some kind of buddy read live show in December, but we are not doing a buddy read book for that month. Okay. Next thing I want to talk about is my 12 Recs from 12 Friends. I believe I only had the one book left to read, and I did have it on my TBR for November, but I had a ton of stuff on my TBR, and I just didn't get to it. And knowing I only have a couple days right now, like, I'm not going to get to it. So that is A Daughter of the Drowned Empire. This is a fantasy romance. I am excited to read this one. Crystal from Books Forever After actually recommended this, and I'm really excited to read her rec. So for sure, I am going to be reading that in December. So then I'll hopefully, if I go back through my list and everything, I think I will have hit all my 12 Recs from 12 Friends. Okay. And then the other big one that is finally ending my Immortals After Dark read-along. If you are not aware, I have been doing a read-along since the beginning of January. So this entire year, I have been reading the Immortals After Dark series. So that's a huge commitment. This book that we're going to be reading for this final read is actually the 19th book in the series. So just think about that. That's a lot of books, and we did it. So I will say a lot of people dropped off, which I completely understand. It's a huge commitment to stick to that long of a read along. That's why I put off doing it for so long. I didn't think anybody would really be interested, but I really just wanted to do it for me and to push myself to stick with it and finish this series, or get caught up in it, because we still are waiting for a lot in this series. But big thank you to Helen from What Helen Reads. She has stuck with me to the end. I mean, and without her, I would just be talking to myself on these live shows. So I appreciate her so much. So for December, we only have one book to read instead of our usual like two. One to make it easy, and only one book. That's why I planned it out that way. And that is going to be Shadow's Heart. So in this, we're going back to the Dacians, who have not really been my favorite, but I am interested in this one. This is going to be about Cosmina Daciano, and she is part of the the Dacian like vampires. They're a little bit different than the other vampires. They come from like their own hidden realm. Lothair like is part Dacian, so he's like king of that now. But she has like disappeared in a previous book. Lothair gave her some freedom, and she was able to leave, and now they can't find her. And so this is her story. So I think she ends up getting taken and sent to the sinister dimension of Nightshade. And then we have an outlaw sorcerer, Silt Harea, I think that's how you say his name, has flouted the laws of the lore with all the arrogance of a king, remaining one step ahead of ruination. Yet when a mysterious bounty hunter schemes to capture him, dispatching him straight to hell. So from what I gather, they're both gonna be in this Nightshade or whatever, or Nightside, sorry. Nightshade's a Carrie Lake book. Nightside, and they're gonna have to depend on each other, and I'm sure they're gonna be fated mates. What do you know? So that's the book that we're gonna be reading. I'm going to talk to Helen to see when her best time for a live show is, because I want to try and do that before the end of December. That way we're all wrapped up before the beginning of the year. But anyways, that's our main and only book for the Immortals After Dark read-along. Okay, so those are like the main things, that I have to do for buddy reads, which we don't have. And like I'm at my Immortals After Dark, 12 Recs from 12 Friends. And now let's move on to also the mandatory things I need to read, which are ARCs and ALCs. So again, ARCs, I could be wrong. that I only have 2. So that's amazing. Like, I can't remember a time when I only had 2. My constant thing is like, stop requesting ARCs, manage your ARC requests better, because I end up getting stressed and I have all these deadlines and I got to create content on Instagram and post reviews. And sometimes it's a little daunting, especially when they all come out on the same day, which happens a lot. So for the ARCs that I have requested for December, I have Sweet Addiction by Bella Matthews. I should definitely be getting this one because I am on Bella Matthews' ARC team. This is going to be Rome Beneventi's romance. Now, the Beneventis are like my favorite family of hers. Their dad was like I think Rome is part of because there's brothers too, but like one of the original Beneventis was in the mafia. So I just love that. But this is a very light, cute, like small town sports romance type of series, and it's second generation. I just love it. So this one is Rome Beneventi. He is 6 feet, 5 inches of tattoos, temptation, a trouble wrapped in a smirk, and dripped in sin. He is an MMA champion, which I love reading MMA or fighters. So that's awesome. And this is going to be kind of like a fake dating thing. I think he like catches this, like finds out the secret of our heroine and then blackmails her into fake dating him and like living with him, I think too. So that should be fun. That one is coming out on the 4th. Okay, the other one that I have is I actually just became part of like Kay Webster's like crew that she has. And this book was provided to that crew, and that is The Games of Mad Men. It did say it was a spinoff of another series she does with Kerr. Is it Dunky or Dunk? I can't remember. But I hadn't read that series, so I'm not sure. But this is, all I know about it is it's an MMF, like dark romance. It seems like it kind of has mafia vibes with like, I think brothers that are going to share a woman type of thing. But it says MMF. So do the brothers get it on? You never know with the Kay Webster. That could definitely be a thing. So it's probably going to be a taboo wild ride. What else do you expect? So that one is releasing on the 6th. So that's it for my ARCs. Let's go to the ALCs. So for the ALCs, I have Take My Love by Brooke Montgomery. This is the second book in a series. I didn't get the first one. I used to be on her ALC team, and then out of nowhere, I never received anything again. So I don't know what happened there, but I did get this ALC from Must Love Audio. So I'm excited to give this one a go. This is a brother's best friend, small town. I think he ends up like getting a job at her like goat ranch or something. So excited for that one. It does release on the 1st. So coming out right at the beginning of December. And then I have Dark Horse by Maggie Ronan. I don't really know a ton about this. I really did enjoy the first one. These are kind of like dark cowboy, but not like fully cowboy, but I'm excited. I don't know anything about it. I just went and I'm going in blind, and we're going to see how it goes. That one is coming out on the 2nd. And again, that is the audiobook. So the audiobook is coming out in the 2nd. The book's already been out for a while. So then we have Test the Ice by S.G. Silvis. I read the previous book in the series. It's a hockey romance series, and I really liked it. I had never read this author before, so I requested this one. It's a flirty, fake engagement, single mom hockey romance, so I hope I get that one. I don't know yet for sure, but that one is going to be coming out on the 8th. Okay, so another one that I requested with Must Love Audio, which I'm really excited, and I hope I get it, because one of my goals is to read more Catherine Cowles, and this is the whole Lost and Found book set. So it's going to be all the audio books in one collection. That's going to be coming out on the 10th. So I'm assuming once that releases, you'll probably get it on Audible, where you can use 1 credit for like all of the audiobooks in one book set. So this, I signed up. I'll get all the audiobooks. I don't know if I'll get them all done in the same month, but basically I at least need to like promote the audiobook set and then read like the first one, which is Whispers of You. So depends on how it goes. Who knows? I might just fly through all these. So I really hope I get that one. So I'm fingers crossed. Okay. Then I have Where You Belong by Kristen Proby. I have been blown away by this Kristen Proby series. It really makes me want to read her backlist. This is the first series I ever read by her, and I just love it. It's very like low angst, small town, feel good type of romances. And this one is, I believe, wrapping up the series. And so I'm very excited for it. It sounds like they had a really bad, him and the heroine had like something bad go on. They were like really in love when they were younger. So it's going to be kind of like a second chance, but like what happened between them, we have no idea. So excited to see that. That one is coming out on the 11th. Then I requested My Favorite Fake Romance by Elizabeth O'Rourke. I don't know if I'm getting this one, but I want to listen to more of her books. And this one is like a fake engagement. I believe she's like at a wedding too, and it's her best friend's brother. And I think they used to have something going on too. So it's going to be like a second chance. And that one also releases the 11th. I also have Just One More Date by Carly Phillips. These are really quick. I've been getting them with Must Love Audio. They're usually like novella length. They're like kind of like a fun little like palate cleanser, fast little romances that I've been getting. That one, I believe, comes out on the 9th. Sorry, I don't have these perfectly in order. Okay. I also am getting Chasing Home by Piper Rain. I did request this way back, and I still want to support this author, this writing duo, because I really love this series. I love their writing. I'm just kind of upset with all the drama that's going on with the covers of these with that specific artist. So I have not been on the previous book when that all came out. I didn't use the book, like the artwork from the book, the cover, when I promoted it. So I'll probably have to do the same thing on this one because nothing's been really like addressed. But I mean, they already paid for this with this person. So I don't want to go after the authors for what may be shady business. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like been said that that artist is using AI to create her art. So I'm not 100% sure, but I have to believe the sources that I saw and the people that I trust. And I just I don't want to promote that art, being used AI, I just don't like that. But I am really excited for this book. I really love this series. So I'm definitely still going to be listening to this. I'm still going to be supporting the authors and promoting that book, but might not just see the cover. That's all. And that one is going to be releasing on the 9th. Okay, I requested a couple Jagger Cole audiobooks, and these were from older series. Now, if you've watched my channel, I used to get like every arc for Jagger Cole, and I just got really fed up and I stopped requesting them this last series. I got sick of the same old in every book, the CNC in every book, the same like just over the top kinky sex with no emotional connection. And I think I was just really burnt out. But I wanted to wait to get like audiobooks of them and start getting his audiobooks and give him a go again that way. But like one of these, so I requested like 3 different audiobooks, and it was from an older series that's finally getting audiobooks. I didn't get the first one, so I doubt I'm getting these 2. I don't know why. Like, I've really written a lot of reviews in support of Jagger Cole, but again, I'm not owed the ALCs, right? Like, and there's plenty of other people out there who haven't read Jagger Cole and probably will enjoy these. Maybe they won't be as where I was burnt out. So I completely understand. I don't want to sound like a spoiled brat being like, why didn't I get the ALCs? But I really wanted them. So the first one I didn't get, so I just took it off my list. The other two are Brutal King and then Forbidden Crown, and I don't know if I'll get those. If I didn't get that other one, I doubt I'm going to get these, but those are being re-released as audiobooks. So excited for Jagger Cole to finally get some audio, like he's doing audiobooks finally, and that's really exciting. Okay, so then I have requested In a Heartbeat by Laura Pavlov. That's another one I was really bummed at. I was always getting the ALCs for Laura Pavlov, and I haven't gotten them for like the last 2 or 3. So I have no idea if I'm even going to get this, but I still requested it. Because I love Laura Pavlov. I just really love her small town romances, and I think her audiobooks are fantastic. So I don't know if I'll get this one either, but that one is going to be releasing on the 16th. Okay, so then I requested The Temptation of Truth by Britt Benson. This is her Rockstar romance series. I believe this is the last book in the series, but I might be wrong. I really enjoyed the last couple that I read in this series. I found them to be really emotional and like deeper type, because I'm not usually like a Rockstar romance chick, and I think she writes really good Rockstar romances. And then I was even more surprised because when I looked at what this book was, it's a sapphic romance, which is really exciting because I don't read enough of those. So we have, a lesbian, beautiful romance between the drummer. She's a female drummer. And then I think somebody else is brought on to be on tour. That's all I know. But I was excited to see that it was female. I read lots of male romance, but not enough sapphic. So that one is going to be releasing on the 19th. Okay, and then I just requested recently, which I was excited about by this, was Cursed King by Julie Salmon, known as J. Salmon. Like, she is writing this as Julie. I think it's like darker romances. This is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. She did say it's contemporary, so it's not like romantic-y fantasy, but it does have a Beauty and the Beast retelling vibes to it, and it's darker. So I really want to sign up for this. I believe it's a duet. So this is the first book, and that releases on the 26th. And that is all I have so far for ALCs. Now, another one that I want to mention that is coming out is the most recent Rena Kent release. What's the name? I can't think of the name, but it's After Beautiful Venom. So I signed up for the ALC and I didn't get it. And I was really bummed. I was like really, really bummed because if you know me, I've read every Rena Kent book now. I've vlogged every Rena Kent book. So I have a whole Rena Kent playlist. So I was like, please. Like, I really wanted that audiobook. But, again, I'm not owed it. So I don't know if I'll get to it this month with how I'm going to be reading or what I'm going to be doing. So I didn't fully add it to my TBR yet. I'm in debate on that. I might still just pick it out once it's out, and I will for sure be vlogging it because I've decided to continue my vlogging journey, and I will still continue to vlog all my Rena Kent books that I read. So that one is coming out. I think it's like the 2nd or the 3rd. I know it's the first week of December. So I know everybody that did get the ALC or ARCs have already got those. So look forward to that in December. Okay, so now these are some of the books that I have on my Libby, my Audible, some stuff that I'm kind of carrying over from November that I didn't get to. And then basically everything else is going to be mood reading, what I want to pick up, what I want to read in the month. I'm really giving myself a lot of room to just mood read this month. So I did just get Nocticadia by Carrie Lake, which I've had that on hold for a really long time waiting for that. And I'm really excited because I really loved Nightshade, that duet that I read by Carrie Lake, and I want to read more from her. But sometimes her books are long, and so I just don't want to physically read them. I want the audiobook. And this one's a gothic, of course, she writes gothic romance, and I believe it's at a school, and it's a professor, but it's this girl wants to learn how to cure disease or something. I don't know a lot about it, but I've heard good things. So I'm excited to read that. Okay, and then I had The Beast Takes a Bride by Julianne Long. That was a Beauty and the Beast retelling historical romance that I had on my TBR from last month that I'm not going to get to. And I need to get in these historical romances before the end of the year, because that's always my goal, to read more historical. So I need to get those in. I'm also doing a reread. So in November, I read the first 2 books. I already read the prequel one of the Wallflower series pretty recently, so I decided just to start with the 1 and 2. So I am going to be continuing that reread, and I'm going to be reading one of my favorites, Devil in Winter. I'm so excited to reread this. This is Sebastian St. Vincent. He is one of my top book boyfriends. I love a reformed rake, and I can't wait to reread it. So I'm rereading The Wallflowers just for me. I just love that series. And I had kind of decided I want to do some rereads of Lisa Kleypas. She's like a warm, fuzzy feeling for me. I love historical romances. And I thought I would do some rereads of some of her series, and then do deep dive videos into those series after I do the rereads. So that's kind of what I'm planning to do after I read the Wallflower series. So then I'm also going to be reading A Scandal in Spring, and then hopefully I'll have time. I don't even know. Do I have that book? Oh, I don't think I have the novella, but there is the holiday novella of the Wallflowers. So I really want to have time to read that so I can get that in for Christmas too. So going to be rereading these 2. Can't wait. Love that series. Then I didn't get to this, even though I really wanted to so bad this month, but I am going to be reading Firebird by Juliet Cross. This is her fantasy romance. I believe it has like dragon shifters, but it's like kind of feels like in Roman times and everything. So I really, really want to get to that one. And then I need to read this. It's a for sure read for December, is Throne of the Horde King, because one of my goals this year was to finally finish that series, because I'm shit at finishing series. I was going to read this physically, but it was so fucking long. And I saw some like not great reviews about it dragging and being a little too long, and I just didn't want to put myself for this, because it's like, I think 560, well over 500 pages for this last book. So I ended up getting the audiobook for it. So I'm going to be listening to that in December. And then I still need to read Take by Pam Godwin. I've been so bad at getting to this Deliver series. Like, I need to do it. My goal is to read more of her backlist this year, and I just haven't done a good job. So that goal is going to continue. It's going to continue, and I'm going to be more on top of it and planning better for my TBRs, because I want to read all of Pam Godwin's backlist. That's my goal, because she's my queen. So I need to read that one. And then I had Lights Out from Nevessa Allen on my November TBR. Still didn't get to that. Been on my TBR forever. Still haven't read it. So I want to get to that one. Also, Saving Rain has not been on my TBR, I think, for the last 3 months. Last couple months at least. So I need to read it, because this is an cowboy romance. And I've just put it off. Like, I keep putting it off. I need to get to this one. And I did get the audiobook for this one too. So for sure need to get to that. And so annoyed with myself. Again, really bad at finishing series. And then I had Crazy in Love by Laura Pavlov. This is one of the previous book from the new book that's coming out this month. So I really want to listen to this before I hopefully get that ALC. This was on my TBR for November. Didn't get to it. I had a lot on my TBR for November. It was too much. I need to be easier on myself in 2026. I also kind of like want to change up how I do my TBR maybe. I love watching What Helen Reads TBR videos, where she has like a TBR jar. She has stuff that you guys recommend, like her viewers will recommend her. And I just really like that idea. I know Jen and What Helen Reads both do like that book rec form, and I kind of think I want to do that for you guys to recommend books to me, and then that way I can try and read your guys' books. Let me know in the comments below if you think that would be cool. If you want to recommend me books, like that would be kind of a cool way to do it. So I'm thinking about adding that to my every video, so you guys can recommend me books, and then that could be added to my TBR. I just love the way What Helen Reads does it. Most of my TBRs are primarily planned for like book clubs and like ALCs and ARCs, and then just what I feel like. So it'd be kind of cool to add something additional. Let me know your ideas. Okay. Anyways, tangent. All right, so then I have the RSVP by Lauren Blakely, which has been on my TBR for a couple months. I really want to read that. I think it's a Dad's Best Friend, and I'm trying to read more Dad's Best Friend for a video rec for you guys. So I really want to read that one, and I have that on audiobook. I bought like the collection of that series on Audible. Lauren Blakely has a lot of those like on Audible. Like you can get like collections of series using 1 credit, which I love that. I wish more authors would do that. And then I also have Love You, Mean It by Laura Pavlov. This is another ALC that I didn't previously get. And I just noticed that it's on the Read and Listen for free, and if you have KU. So I scooped that up, and I need to read that one. So I have like 3 Laura Pavlovs on my TBR, so quite a bit of Laura Pavlovs. So that's what I have for my TBR so far. I, don't know what I'll be adding or what's going on, but I think it's going to go a lot better this month, a lot less, for me to worry about, and that way I can kind of relax through the last month of the year. There's a lot going on, so very excited. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the video, like it and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one.